Welcome, listeners, to another episode of Days at Dogwood Canyon podcast. Today, I have a special guest all the way down south, and she is going to talk to us about some cool things that you'll be able to do down there, and she's going to introduce herself and tell you just where you can find her.
Thank you for having me. My name is Erin Magerl, and I am the Senior Coordinator of Education at Mitchell Lake Audubon Center, which is in San Antonio, Texas.
Excellent. So those of you who are traveling around this summer or anytime when you listen to this podcast, check out Mitchell Lake in San Antonio. And Erin, since you are working on education down there, tell us about some of the things. Maybe I am a resident there and I want to visit something, or maybe I'm visiting with some family members down there. What might I be able to do education-wise down there?
Yeah, so summer is super hot. So if you come real early, you can visit, or we have some night events, which are also fun. So one of my favorite events of the year, July brings National Moth Week, and it is usually somewhere around the fourth week in July. And this year on July 26th in the evening, we will have our Moth Night event. So Moth Night, what we do is we have some fun station activities that you can check out. We have live caterpillars of moths, so great big tomato hornworms that are like bigger than my palm, some silk moth caterpillars, and a few other species there. So people can check those out, hold those, interact with them. We have a station where you can make your own little fuzzy moth friend. You can plant a native seed pot to bring it home and put it in your yard, spread it out. Some of those plants are host plants for moths. And then we also have a station where you can smell different scents that are made possible by moths. So during
That's good. Makes sense. That we like. That's very cool.
Yeah, moths have a ton of benefits, and we, during the program, go over the benefits to birds and pollinators and bats, their food sources, their pollinators, lots of really cool benefits for the earth. So we go over that. We talk about some really cool moth species, and then we have a scavenger hunt that you can do with moth host plants. And the scent tour that you can go smell the different flowers that they make possible. And then the highlight of the evening are the UV tents. So we set up UV lights. We make our own moth bait, which is made from like fermented fruit or other fermented things. And we put it out by the UV lights, and it attracts different moth species. And then we can use iNaturalist to document those.
Ooh, so exciting. So if we come to Moth Night, we might actually see real live moths.
Yes, absolutely. Last year we saw some really cool big Sphinx moths and a tiny little one that goes on blanket flower, very colorful yellow and pink.
Nice. So just in case this airs after this year, this is typically done, you said the fourth week of July is National Pollinator Week? No?
National Moth Week. Let me double check.
National Moth Week.
National Moth Week is usually somewhere around the 20th to let me look at the exact days this year. This year it's the 19th through the 27th.
Okay. So if we're airing this, if somebody hears about it for next year, 2026, since this will air in 2025, then I will put a link where they can look it up for National Moth Week, and then also a link to Mitchell Lake as well, so they can check your events as well to see if they miss it this year, they can catch it next year.
Yeah, and the cool thing about the nationalmothweek.org website is even if you're not local to San Antonio, you can check out other National Moth Week events that are going on around the world.
Oh, wow. So around the world. That's amazing. A lot of
people celebrating moths. Yeah.
Excellent. Moths are very cool. So I hope some people come out and visit you to find out about some super cool moths. So just in case I'm not a moth fan, Is there something else I might be able to do out at Mitchell Lake?
Yeah, even that night, we look at different insects that are under UV light. So while we're waiting for moths to come, we'll document other species that come. We'll look for scorpions with the black light because they glow under black light, and other nocturnal critters. But if you don't want to come out at night, we have for school groups and occasionally for family groups as well. We have a Wet and Wild field trip program.
Ooh.
And we focus all about learning about our wetlands. So Mitchell Lake Audubon Center is kind of known for their wetlands. They're rare in South Texas, and a lot of people don't know we have wetlands in San Antonio, but we get pelicans, we get shorebirds, a lot of really cool species visit. The program is learning all about the wetlands, and we pull water from one of our wetlands and look at the different critters in there. Some are more sensitive to pollution than others, so we can document what's in there and use some calculations to figure out the water quality. So we go through that process, and usually we find that our water quality is pretty great, but it's pretty neat to see all the critters in there as we go.
Nice. So can you give me an example of a critter we might come in contact with if we do this?
Yeah, the other day we found a water scorpion.
Oh, wow.
It's not actually a scorpion, but it has a long, skinny tube it breathes through its butt with. So it makes it look like it has a long stinger. And then it catches prey underneath the water. It looks like a stick insect, like a water stick insect. But
wow. Well, that is super cool. So, yeah. And you do that for school groups? And do you do it all throughout the year or just mainly during like when school is in session?
We do most when school is in session, but we definitely offer it during the summer as well, especially for summer camp groups. And then we have an open day that families can come and experience that sort of field trip as well. So if you're a family or a homeschool group and you want to come out and learn about the wetland critters and see grass shrimp and water scorpions and things like that in the water, that is a day to do that. And that program always includes a guided tour through our different habitats as well. So we go through our scrublands, our grasslands, our woodlands, and peek at our wetlands as well.
Excellent. Wow, that sounds so fun. So one last thing, I know that the 3 different Audubon centers that are here in Texas, we all do slightly different things about admission pricing and whatnot. Can you tell me a little bit about what Mitchell Lake Audubon Center does with admittance and then pricing for your different events?
Yeah, so on a typical day, admission is $5 for adults, $3 for children, and then we have military, student, teacher discounts, and National Audubon Society discounts as well. So it gives you a little bit of a discount. But we have free days at least once a month. So if you're not sure and you want to check it out, you can come to those free days. And then most of our community programs are free thanks to a generous grant. So Moth Week is free, Moth Night is free, and we actually have a grant in July thanks to one of our community partners live from the South Side. They are offering all July. We're offering all of July for free. So it's hot, come early, but you can check it out for free in July. And then for school groups, for our field trip programs, it's $7 for students for Title I schools and $9 for non-Title I schools. And adults and teachers are free.
Excellent. All right. And you, I am assuming, just like most of us, you have links on your website if anybody wants any additional information?
Yes, absolutely. On our website under events, you can check out all the events that are going on there. And for school programs, you just go under school programs and tours.
Excellent. And I will definitely include a link to Mitchell Lake Audubon Center's website in our show notes for this episode for anybody who wants to get in touch. And is there any final parting words you would like to give to our listeners before we sign off?
Thank you for listening. If you come out to Mitchell Lake Audubon Center, come out and say hi. There's tons of birds to see. The colorful spring migrants are still hanging around. Painted buntings, scissortail flycatchers, all of that is still out and about, and there's a lot to see right now. So I hope you come out and see us, whether it's a program or a visit or anything else.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Erin. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, Kiersten.